Otakasan Cho Medaba Chinsarava. Tadinima Jamrutan Lende Sedri.
So during last class we have finished the impermanence. Then the next we will follow taking refuge and law of karma.
Tadine Jamrula Ane Karisugre Jukan Latani Capsudra Sikche. You can like Capsudra Che Niche Capsudra Che Sumche Ani Jamdu Moje Tene Jamdu Yewata Lapche Unukujo Gitadun Stede. Do you do it?
Yes.
Jukan let any gives to a chiche. You can't give to us. Chizamagi gives to a chess. And he came to Moje. And he came to Yawatan Lapche. And he Kunjoga Tatuiche. Jamdu love just, Jamdu love just, Jamdu Yawatan love just, Jenna. And do it.
Now for the taking refuge, this topic further divides into 7 different subheadings, such as the cause of taking refuge, and next one is to whom one takes a refuge, and the nature of taking refuge, and then measure of one have took the refuge, and then divisions of taking refuge, and taking the advices of the taking refuge.
Tene da Jukan let any Capsudra say the Judile Jamdu Judile Ni Chevina Ani Jipata Devas Jipata Devani Stajipas yeti Tanda Kivuchungu Kadurava Tene Sung to Netic Shigare, the Sung to Tuga Yae Tunge, Yetagi Tunge. Tati Atusi in the Jampa Karasugre, Jukan then gives to do as a Jutila Jipata Devani. That Jiba Mena gives to do Loki Mari Jevery, Tambuchin Jiba Chikiriva. Then Jibati Jenny Tungera Gange Chain to any Kunjola Jamduti. Jenny, any Gangetili kept to serve somebody Jamdu Chigriva. The Jiba said the J. Then Deva said to Jamba Gunjola Jipatile, Cup Gary in a cup Jipatile, Job and never ever Jig Deva Chukugari. The manner, and the Kunjola kept on the Loki Marva.
Yes. Now, the first sub-outline, the causes for taking refuge. So the causes for the taking refuge, there are 2 primary causes, and those 2 primary causes are healthy fear and faith or confidence. So here, healthy fear refers to fear of falling to 3 lower migrations. And what if one were to fall to lower migrations, of any of those three lower migrations, then there are immense of sufferings. So therefore, not wanting to fall to the three lower migrations, particularly there's a fear, right? Just if I falls to three lower migration, then there will be immense suffering. With this recognition, one builds a confidence or trust or faith towards the three jewel that they have a power to protect me. So with this, those two criteria are indispensable for taking refuge.
That is Jukan la teni Japsudua tili Ju Dinji Pata Tabani Resumata, and Tine Jebu Chungu Kapsu Nyasungu Tungeli Jigne, and Jamdu Chigiari. Jebu Ding Kapsu Tuti, Kue Tungegi Jigne, and Kua de Tarichi to Jamdu Chigiari. Na Jebu Chimbu Kapsu, Semje Tamje, and jiba 탐제를 대위치도 아니 군조를 겸두지게 하래. 어디에서 급수수기 지바시아디 기부 중국급수 조디 내안줄에 다 시외워도 매는 누구야 말이스. 매도 누구야 말이야. 시외워도 매 짠이 매 차기는 아니 아니 디 야지 아니 신달을 어쩌 구야 말봐 매도 구야 봐 매도 구야 말 겨워지 네바들 행 구야 봐 겨워들 내서디 년두때 텐두니리 땅 년두를 계속하니 냐와를 깨는 둥에 든지야리 이달이 깨는 둥에 든지야리 아니 돈줄이 계산은 다 둥네빠도 매버tin데 지아리스 다 디디테네 다 녜두기 둥네들이 겹도스 아니 다 군줄이야 녜순도 메스지와지 녜순도 둥네들이 겹도스 다 탑랑 예버리 녜순도 둥네 만난도 녜순라 계약이 주만부 사시야리티 아니 델리게 무고비제 텔레 타베 탐람 야레 다 탐람데 가레세나 아니 군조리 감루체 제베나 아니 렌데야 보숭 어딘데 제베나 다 아니 낸도 둥엘렌 도투 야르바 투기사다 단 지바세야 기부 중국 것은 지바세야 돼 어디리
Now for the since we are at the small scopes of practitioner, and for the small scopes of practitioner, their main objective is to protect. The main objective of small scope is not to fall to the three lower migrations. So therefore, when we talk about the healthy fear, this refers to fear towards falling to three lower migrations. However, when we progress to the next level, which is a middle scopes of practitioner, and in that middle scopes, taking refuge, in terms of taking refuge, fear has different meanings, such as in the middle scope, fear refers to fear to the sufferings of samsara, right? So fear to the sufferings of samsara. So when one takes a refuge, so one fear to the sufferings of samsara, therefore takes a refuge to three jewels to be emancipated, to achieve liberation from sagla existence. When we reach to the great scopes of practitioner, so for the great scopes of practitioners, so then fear taking refuge to the taking refuge to the three jewels, fear of both the samsara and nirvana, and to achieve Buddhahood in order to benefit of all sentient beings. So this fear it transforms a different meaning depending on the level of the spiritual practice. Now, since we are in the small scope, so it's important to contemplate that once we die, because that is certain, right? Once we die, either we go to the three lower migrations or three higher migrations. There is no third options. Let's say if we have third options, then taking refuge doesn't make sense, because if we die and if somehow our consciousness disappears, then we don't need to rely on to someone else's protections, right? Because it's life, we dies and the consciousness perish away in a thin air, then there's a different case. However, that's not the case. When we die, that is certain. We have to take a life. There's a next life. So what kind of next life I will have? If we have three higher migrations, that's good. But what if we fall to three lower migrations? Right? Then there are immense of sufferings of hell beings, hunger ghosts, animals, right? So cultivating a trust and confidence, a faith towards the three jewel, that they have a power to protect me, not to fall to the three lower migration. And those criteria, a genuine sense of awareness of the sufferings of three lower migrations. With this awareness, build some sort of like urgency, right? Fear refers to it's just urgency, not wanting those sufferings, right? And then cultivating faith, confidence towards the three jewel. Those two elements are important.
That ane deba se di jiba ta deba nignan ta jiba te cha sunga ta deba di kunjo la sangye la ani ngandu gi kunjo de la sangye la ani iji gi deba yare ngandu tungele kyap thuris je bi iji gi deba yare deba yoya dil kares chidang kyap thuge yibare karesna sangye de ran jiba thamje le dewares shen jiba thamje le dewala thable khebares ani phenta mata khanga dönje gres kun la niji chimbo ani nyiri me ba jugres niji sangye ge thuji niji chimbo ti simje le nyiri chane me bre simje thamje le niji 가르쳐 그래. 이름에 바뀌기야래. 아니 상계기 된제도 펜다니에 된제 펜마다 받을 되면제 봐야 말이. 펜바담마다 탐제기 된제기야래. 니 된제야 탑레케브. 탑레케바인스네 다 심지에 강을 들 발라 탑레케바래. 상계는 시 탑레케브 매버래. 마 년도다라 이제 자주 선bat도 수이네 니 상계 남식이 탑게디야 말이 되네 어디를 탑게 봐스 란지바 탐젤레 되었어 규전시야래 니 상계는 거는 주 지버텔레 교배 누방은 주 이지에지기야래 신달이 이지지기야 말아 시지에지기야래 아니 이지 지고야기
So, if I really trust my confidence towards the three jewel that they will protect me, so how do I know whether or not three jewel can protect me? Right? So, for this one, yes, if we trust purely to three jewels will protect me, because for example, Buddha himself emancipated from the sufferings. That's the one criteria. And second, he is very skillful in terms of showing the path to us how we can also emancipate from a suffering. That's the second. And third one is not only Buddha is skillful, but he is very compassionate, right? Very compassionate. Therefore, he will show us that path. He will teach us the how we can follow the path because he is compassionate. And that's the third one. Fourth one is he is not just a compassionate person. What if he is a bias, right? So therefore, Buddha is not just compassion, but his compassion is also unconditional, unreserved, right? So he will teach us how one can emancipate from suffering, irrespective of whether we are nice to Buddha or not. It doesn't matter. Buddha's compassion is unreserved, unconditional.
Oh, tatine capsu dosate karres nani kanle capsu do yuti karres na capsu dosate karres nani kunjo sumtre is capsu dosage yuti capsu doya gi juti ji bata tebani timba ti cha sunga tadi yuti capsu dosage yuti karres na tangunju ni kunjo sumtre is
Now with this we finish the first sub-outline, the causes for taking refuge. The next one is to whom, second outline, to whom we should take the refuge. And Buddha Dhamma Sangha are the objects of the objects of refuge.
Dene Sangye di Sangye kunjo che, chu kunjo che, kindu kunjo sumbutirba. Sangye di ani kuala tuala, pena kuala jiva ina kuala tuala, ani tabdi da dechi chigures. Langja di kuala tuala, tabdi le tengure. Ani nyasungu tungen le tuala, ani karasugure. Nyasungu tungen le tuala, lam tenye tiri, ta kanje kuala tuala kararesene, ane chi tabji le tene chogurba. Tabji kuala tuji ki, tungele tuji ki tab machawa meba. Kurim machuba, machawa meba, tendi tenye di, tab chachawa tenye di, ta sangere, ta ngana chö ten sangi ge chö ten barba ani pangja ge chö tin re pangja di pongala ani tin chö gures nyam solan ja tires dungele tuala pangja di ku tires lang ja tires lando ge ne chinji malo ba dungi yarba Lando Guchin ne chinji malo per tempe con un mutu ya kepkiare. Odi chesane Captain Babu Sanges Sangeli Capsutu Captain Babu Capsutu Captain Babula Captain Babu Yichi Jene Tele Capsutu Guere.
So now in terms of three jewels, the first one is the Buddha jewels. So Buddha jewels, Buddha jewel here refers to, for example, this refers to just like a guide, a spiritual guide who show us the path that leads to liberation from cyclic existence. He is the spiritual guide that show us the path how we can protect ourselves not to fall to three lower migrations. So Buddha jewels really refers to that spiritual guide, spiritual mentor who show us the correct path. It's important. Correct path, complete path, cohesive manner of the path. So Buddha jewel really refers to show us not just a path, but it's a correct path that will lead us to liberations, right? That will lead us the show of liberations. And it is a complete path, not just a correct path, but it's also a complete path, so that we can successfully lead to the show of liberation. But if it is not just only a complete path, but it's a very cohesive path, so then we can easily digest those spiritual path in terms of the spiritual progressions. So with this, Buddha jewel really refers to a spiritual guide who show us the path.
Tadi Sangha se di Captain Babusje. Ta Sangha Doya Captain Babu Reva Captain Babu Yansan kept the carriere. Doya kept the carriers in the church. Church Cap Mercy. Church Dumba Botilla Captain Babu Sierra. Ode Mudungone Yakameti Church Church Yamne Jena ran.
Now next, Dhamma jewels. So what is Dhamma jewel? So Dhamma jewel is really refers to path that show us by the Buddha jewels, right? The path that show us by the Buddha jewels. Either it leads to the liberations or protect us to not to fall to three low migrations. Those paths, those actual instructions are the Dhamma jewels. And the Dhamma jewels are the actual protectors that will protect us to not to fall to the low migrations, and that is that leads us to the liberations.
Tikare Sangha Gujo di ani Lungbagi Tim Sunye Sudri. Lungbala Shidi Yabu Yunye Tim di Yabu Yan Yuna Shidi Yabu Yunguerva. Did Sunye Sudi Sangha Sidri. Tim Gitsudi Chudiri. Tatine Tim Dilla Sisung Jenny, Tim di Chushin to Kenya di Kindu Kunjo di Odi San Ani di Mase ni Sangye Kunjo di member Kevataburi. Di member Kevati Nele to it to Metigera, Menti Chugutri. Ani Nayo di Nayo Chine, never di Nele Tavi Chedu, Chigi Nayo la Tato Chine Cherba, or Nebala. Anichi Nayo Cherba, di Chedi, Kinduku Jori. Jasa Membata, Menta, Nayo la Chana Tusri. Yan Lungbagi. Tim Subapo, Tim the Chushin do Yamneg Jinigu Chuti, do Sijane did what any what they did it and the Kunjosum said.
Then Sangha Jewel. So next one is Sangha Jewel. Sangha Jewel refers to one who follows on that path, right? That's the Sangha Jewels. Now, with this, there are different analogies in terms of illustrate more in depth to the meaning of those three jewels. For examples, there's if I take one analogy, here it may rules and regulations, right? the very objective of the very objective of rules and regulations are meant to have stability and harmony in our communities or in our societies, right? That's supposedly. So just like this, the Buddha actually Buddha Jewel refers to one who makes the rules and regulations, and Dhamma Jewel as it refers to those actual rules and regulation itself as Dhamma Jewels. So Sangha Jewel refers to one who abides those rules and regulations. Now another classic example analogy is Buddha Jewel is just like a doctor who can prescribe the medication in order to heal from a disease or sickness. Then Dhamma Jewel is the actual medication itself, which is the direct antidote to heal from medical ailments. I mean, so physical or mental ailments, right? Then Sangha Jewel refers to nurse or the health care providers, nurses who support the patients to recover fully. So all those analogies are meant to illustrate more in depth in terms of the meaning of those three jewels.
That's never the Nelly Tuala, that meant Saguduga. Chesa Mone Yakamia di Medriva. Chukuti member cavity Metanitri, never till Netily Dredge to Karikari Pinguto, make a retain Jekuguto. Any trading Jekuguto, the Ganga, any mad. Teaching it is member deriva. Tina she sang it diri. Marandu Gangale Dredge any Karasure, any Karasu, Gangeti Karelete Cheto, Ganget Teagi Judy Gareto, Gangeti any Tilia Tanan Karete Gangetile Sangutus. Ni touched our chain, don't yet that did to teach it, Dirva. Takanje Ani Mandu never tinelli to a man Saguduga. Tina Shita Mune Tikamyeti Mandre. Tina she Mangachu di Chudri. Tanganzu Mune Kamyeti Chudri. That chu nane, Tanda. Ada chudi carres in the chudi carres in the Tande. Give chungu caps to Javan and Mundu Nasunle to make Jamyeti Jamduta Lende Chish to Sunyatri. And the Chukunjo Sachi Yari did Palam to do Mishiamari. Palam to do Mishiamari, the Yamari Mundu. Koale Karsang Nesunga to Nene Tuala Palm Ranjuli Kuguyamari. Kuguyamarva, Mundulame Kuvantovale, Kuguyamari. Palam Majikun, Mundulame Kuvan Toba Mambuyari. And in Yasunde to Tali, Tanya Mambuyarva. That's a song Yasungi to Nele Tayagita. Chudi Carres in Jamdrutang Lende Sati Migachubungichudim. Odire, Odi Migachubungichudim data Jamdru Nibuti Nasung Dungale Jobjiki Chudi did it. That is someone to Nasung Dungale Tavala Karjavurasina Jamdrutang. Migichubu Sudim that Kanduchi to Sunguyare, what did it?
Now with this, in terms of three jewels, as mentioned earlier, Buddha jewel really refers to just like a doctor or physicians who diagnose a condition, physical and mental condition, and based on his or her diagnosis prescribes the medications. So medication is just like the Dharma jewels, right? So which is the actual antidote to heal us from our disease or sickness, all right? And so Sangha Jewel is one who support us, create positive conditions to heal us, to have a more healthier overall well-beings of the patients. So with this, like as mentioned earlier, like a Dharma Jewel is the real like protectors who protect us from the sufferings. Now, in general speaking, Dharma Jewel in its technical sense, Dharma Jewel is the path of the cessation and the path of the cessation and the truth of the cessation and the truth of the path. So those are those realizations are only at the level of Arya beings and the aboves. However, like for us ordinary beings, it's Dhamma jewels understood in terms of like the actual instructions. For us, it's not necessary to have those higher realizations. So, for examples, like for ordinary beings who wish to not to fall to three lower migrations, and for them, the actual Dhamma jewels refers to the teaching on the taking refuge and abiding the law of karma. Those two are the actual Dhamma jewels which help us not to fall to the three low migrations, right? So those who aspire to not to fall to the three low migration, then one must engage in the sincere practice of taking refuge and upholding the law of karma, because those two are the actual antidote which help us to not to fall to the three low migrations.
Tene Jampa ta Nyinji ta Ninjung Sinyat. Ni Chanjuk Sem Domba Niki Tawa Sia Tun Kumna, Nesung Tayari, Nesung Tajila, Nim Chumambuyari, Nesung Tajila, Jamdu Dalende, Tene Nesung Tartuyari. Ani Jampa ta Nyinji ta Chanjuk Sem. Yadabe Tawa Tuni Kumbala Tene. Ani Nesung Tarturi. Yadine Ngala Tene, Taine Jula Tene. Nesung Tartuyari. Jasa Nesung Tavala Karchugre Senani, Chanjuk Sem Kumya, Ninji Chimbo Kumya, Jampa Kumya, Jamdu Kumya, Otusu Ganga, Tangu Nesung Jamyangune to Kundure. Nandu going to Sangha Jewel, Mundu Yamne to Suchu to Sunyam Majin, Mundu Taya Mabry. What is that? Mundu Nesung Droduni Yamari, Nesung Tungale, Targuya, Targuya, the Karajogres and Jamdochia. Ani Lende Sunya. Then Jampa Gumya, Ninji Gumya, Chanju Sem Gumya, and the Tombani Gumya. Then Narando Ngala Denya and High Nature Gumya Yarba, or to suit that Jabung sing it to so to suit Jab.
Now, teachings such as loving kindness and compassion, bodhicitta, and emptiness, those teaching also help us to not to fall to the three law migration, and also for the tantric practice, right? So Guru Dedi yoga practice, and those are also those teachings also help us not to fall to the three lower migrations. Now we have to be mindful in terms of to uphold those practice. Otherwise, taking refuge to the Buddha, even though there is a Buddha jewel who help us, but it's not good enough in terms of not to fall to the three lower migration, until and unless one upholds those teachings. Just prayer won't sufficient enough, right? It's not good enough. Prayer is not just good enough to be emancipate from in order to be protected from the not to fall to three low migrations. One must uphold the teachings, such as either going to the refuge, and upholding the law of karma, and loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, emptiness, all those teachings, right? If one can, one should practice all those teachings, because if one really don't want to experience the sufferings of three low migrations, then just sitting around won't help, but rather to uphold those teaching actually leads to the such protections.
That is that chö sayadi, chö kunjo sayadi, chö kunjo diya tobu shaman panam tu sukanga go dentalam desi jere. Di tanda ngunju gyuli yamare. Ngunju tanda nyamne chiyadi, Jampa nyamne chiya yare, ninji nyamne chiya yare, tu sukanga yare, domba nyingi nyamne chiya yare. Ngani janju ku sem kumya yare. Tu su chebe ina ti ngunzu chiya yare, tu su ki nga sungle gyabgu yare. Ani kuwa chi le gyabdugu yare. Tu su ngunzu tanda yoyati, ani ngunzu chu kunjo sayati ngolam kano se ti palam tumne meshi yamare. Ini ya ti nyamne ti ngunzu nyamsune nyamne ti yare. Oti yese ngunzu ki tanda chu kunjo sinye ti tanda yamare ngunzu. Ini ya kibu nga sunle gyabji. Ani ngunzu ti chu kunjo ti meba yena tanda meba yena ani tiki ngunzu nga sunle gyamnya ti sure sena ani tanda ti gyamdru lende Jampa ta yinji janju ku sem kumya to su nyamne chiya tiki ani ngunzu kuwa le gyubiyare. Ngunzu gyabji ki chwe te odi diri. Chu kunjo sinye ti tanda yamari. Palam tobindu chu kunjo siya chiyare. Odi ti sani ngunzu nyamne chiya ti hagugu yare. Chu kunjo di ige yare siya tanda gyuli yamarba. Ani koti kindes tagure sina. Odi tayagi tade odu sure.
So now, again, to understand the more in depth of Dhamma jewels, right? So it's mentioned earlier, Dhamma jewels, in technical sense, like a Dhamma jewel is the Arya path, the truth of the cessation and the truth of the path. But those realizations right now, I mean, those are only scope limited for the Arya beings and above. So therefore, for ordinary peoples, those are not feasible at this point. However, for the ordinary people, the Dhamma jewel really refers to the instructions on the taking refuge, and the instructions on the law of karma, and loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth. So if one truly upholds those instructions, right, to live to the meaning of those instructions, then one is harboring Dhamma jewels within oneself, and one is embracing the Dhamma jewels within oneself. So as a result, it will protect us. It will protect the person who upholds those instructions, not to fall to three lower migrations.
That is it. Then, that Kindu said it. Jidang Kindu Kunjo said it. Jansi Papa. Ne Nyendu Tajumbala Sobatusu Kindu Kunjore. Tanganzuki di Kamiya the Chesser. Janju Sembanamgi Chuginyamnet Kandechigdo. Dina Shinchi Garanzugi. Di Chazam Majune. Digi Nyamle di Kandechigdos. Ni di Nyamle Chitana Shinchi Garanzugi. Chiati. Ni Jesuna, ni Kindule Gapsu Duguyari. Kinduti, Janju Semba Yenani, Chukandichi Nyamsulene, Shendu, Shenguton to Kenya, Nyamnen Nangiarva. Naranzu at Tindikusurice. Karichukumne, Shenguton to Ani Nyamne Chiati, Ninji Chukumne, Shenguton to Chobachune, Shenduto. Ani Shendu to Chene, Chigina, that Chiati, Janju Sambaka Tindangiero, Chewing Yamneti, Chew the Diri, that Yamneti, the Candis Jogre, Senator, Janju Sambatu Suginamne Karichiguto, Dina Shinji, Cheguto Samne, Neti, Kamiya, the Chesadilla, Tanji, and Chukunju Karsa. Karasugre Kunju Masanja Kunju Captain Babo Chole Gamuneste Kindule Captube Dato Situba Naran to Cap this Cheterba Cheti Tube Negapsu Kamiyata Chita Chiati Tanganzulu Kamiyata Chizati Janju Samba Mare Janju Samangunju Haku Mareti Be Tabat Tunigi the Ganje Kusum Bayula Jonie Susu Gosum Puti, Lu Danga, the Yiki Samlo Toyati Be Gevechola Dani Chi Nyamne Chine Chierva, Tusula Danita, and it in the Jiguria, Kamiata said. Yabuchine Jus and Yabuchine Teletanity, Kenechigdo. Tina she's Jen Dreatile Kamiata Sigare. Duja Jineti and Duja Yenitile, Duja Jineti Tani, and it Duja Jesuna Kam Matarva. And do that Kindukunjo said the kept to it dato said kept to it dato said kept the chutirva. Chewing Yamnechi Dante, Susu chewing Yamnechi Dati, Shindachi Tani Cheguyare. Chewing Yamne, chewing to Chinechi the Erba. The Dalatani, Ranginyamne Chiguyarva, Tati Kamiyata Chisadire, Tati, Captube Dadrosiat.
Now, for the Sangha Jewel, so mentioned earlier, Sangha Jewel is the Sangha Jewels are the it support us to uphold the Dhamma Jewels, right? So for example, at the analogies, nurses are meant to help us to take the medications on time and to assess us to have overall well-being of the state of the patients, right? So just like this analogy, so we have to understand. So Sangha Jewels. Now again, technically, Sangha Jewels, technical. When we speak of the technical, Sangha Jewels refers to the Arya beings or the Arya Bodhisattvas. So those are the actual Sangha Jewels. So however, for us to gain such realizations, so we have to uphold the Dhamma Jewels, uphold the Dhamma Jewels. So in order to uphold the Dhamma Jewels, we need assistance. We need a community to support us to walk on that spiritual path where one can gain those realizations. So in order to walk on such a path, we must follow the examples, right examples. We must take the right inspirations, right? So in order to do that, so we must look up to a virtuous persons, a person who is very mindful about physical action, verbal action, mental actions, mindful about not to commit non-virtuous, rather always mindful and tranquility of state of mind in terms of virtuous actions. And by observing such person and following their footsteps, and mimic their physical actions, virtuous actions, so that in this manner one should train to become such a virtuous practice, to follow their footstep on those spiritual path that eventually lead us to the actual realization. So with this, it's important to follow the footsteps of the Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas, their whole activities are focused on the well-being of other sentient being. Therefore, just like a Bodhisattvas, right from the very beginning, one should adjust our motivation by thinking that all those, throughout this day or night, all the actions that I engage, I will be mindful in terms of cultivating virtuous deeds, and all those actions I will do in a way to maximize the well-being of others. So if one follows in the footsteps of the Bodhisattva's activities, so eventually one will also gain a strength to truly embrace the loving kindness and compassion for all beings.
Tatine kunjusum di jamdus jay. Ta kyapsu drosayati lengi ka ta kyapsu dre chu kararesena lengi ka chunya sanji ki chen sembarvachi yabu yene da tobu yene da lengi ka kande chi chungu yene sanji ki chen sembarvachi jini le gangalo sanji le jebarvachi yarva otile ane sanji le kyapsu drosayati lengi ta jamdu ngore sore Jitam Capsu to a chess at the theory. Lengi Kanchuya, Kunju King Yambarati, Le Lingi Pakunjulu, Gavadilla, and he capsu to cigarette, capsu to a chat theory.
So the next outline, so I think like order may be a little bit different, one that I mentioned earlier. Now the next outline, third outline, is the measurement of taking refuge. The measurement of, right? So in other words, like how one should take the refuge, right? So how one should take the refuge. By fully entrusting one's well-being to the three jewels, right? It's good or bad. Just, you fully entrust all your well-beings, wholeheartedly to the three jewels. Then if one can do that, then that's the measure, that is the one reach that measurement where one is able to take the refuge to the three jewels. So like, yeah, that's like that's entrusting your full well-being, whole well-beings to the three jewels.
Dine ngunzu lengi kanchune ya seti, kibura jichung, jitu zamba sangye metimba chiyari ngananzula. Ta nyanga chishoti, kibu rangli kibu yundu zamba sangye metimba chiyari. Cho tingi minduka, sangye tingi minduka. Kanga chite yundu cho ting yang kunjo tinya chiyari ba. Dinde mayin bache, lengi kanchuni yang, ani kunjo le matangwa chini, kunjo kiche jugiyati la, ani kyamdu sete, le lingi keni kyapsu dhuwa siyate dire. Manandu kibu chi yundu zamba chu metemba, ani sangye metemba ji yarba. Ani pe lope ji jia cherba, dinde mayimba. Diji kande chuchune ya sangye lu me pongwa. Kange kande chitene ya sangye lu me pongwa chini pe sangye lu gyabara chichuna. Ani dine jamdu chikibe da imbre.
So here, like when we say entrusting your whole well-being, good or bad, so this refers to for examples, we are very vulnerable not to remember our practice and the three jewel when everything goes very smooth and fine, right? When everything goes smooth, right? So we are vulnerable not to remember, we forgot our practice and so forth. But when when we are at the when everything's not working as we wish, right? Or when the roller coaster downside, then we remember Buddha and so forth. Therefore, therefore, it is really important to fully entrust, being able to keep the transparency of your whole life to the Buddha three jewels, right? Then, if one can do that, if one is able to keep that transparency, your well-being, to the three jewel, then that is the measurement of one achieve that level of taking. When one reach that level, so that is the measure for taking refuge.
Tatine jugan latine kyapsu doa se te chin sarje. you can like Karisore, Capsule do a UCAT, Jitaraba. Jidam gi Capsule do a chess at the Jizuma, Capsule do a chet did Lenny Ganjunia, Gitu Ganjunia, Sangye, La Niji. Le link qui a été. What did it? Did do so. That Jamdu said, Jamdu said, Chitan and a deva in Pari. Jamdu Moti, Reduchavelus here, Reduchavelus. The Reducha said, Gawachi Jesuni, Gawati Giatili Jimbarach Tansuni could Diagi Reduchani, Chilaya, Reduchani, Ni Tangierva. Susu Digirvici doing Jimbatayarvici. Yachi Jimbati Kive Javain Sane. Ani ji Reduchavello said, Ani Gawaji Jane Pulji, Samlujiari Revatus, the Revach Jimbati dance on a current Revachus, Samlu Shibuji Erbata, Jimbatayati. On a Shingakange Sergito. Shingakange Sergito said, Young Mount Banachi Susuli Digit on a Simjag to Sanji Kovantovicito. Tindig Ravajani, Tangirva. Majuna dirty piece Simjagi Gange Sergito. Chimbatangriva, Tregum with Tunesiagit, Chimbatambrava. Tina Reva Asiati, Reduchava Asiati. Simjagi, Gangeseagit, Revachi Chene, Nichimbatambre. Simjagi Karisure, Ani Tregum Tunesiagit, Revachi Chene, Nichimbatangiari. Tizene Jimbatangati Reduchave lo said, Jimbati Reduchava. Gawa in a Jamdu in the Chapsunguni Yare. Carrera Gawa Karchi Tubana, Reduchava, Reduch Chani to be Aris. Another Jimbatayati, one is Sanji Kovantovich, Tangriba. Timene. Simjagi Tregum Gange Sevicito Chimbatangarva Revati Retu Chayati Simjagi Gange Sag Revachani Chimbatangiari. What dinner she is any Sangeli Capsudruati Retu Chani Capsudugari Rankange Penangasun to make Tavicitu any Sangeli Capjovana. Redu the carriers in Nesungu Tungele Tavicitu Jamduchiari. The nature, some nature the Chunju of Jirva. And he had nature tourist in a quality, queerdungile dredge. Jamduchiari, Redus. The Achini Tibachi nature Tubajan, Simjaka, Simja Tamji Gangasay, Ani Jamduchiari, Linky Gassiati, Jamduchiati, or the Tiji Reduchasi at the Tiri, just a Jamdung di Reduchavelus. Rani Jibaletene, Jipatile Kevicito, Reduchavelosic Duba.
Yes. So the next one is the sub-outline, the fourth one, the nature. So with this, like we have finished the first sub-outline, which is the calls. Second one is to whom we take the refuge, and third one is the measurement of taking refuge. So we have finished all those three, and the fourth one is the nature of taking refuge. So the nature of, what is the nature of taking refuge? It is a virtuous state of mind. Okay. So with this, the actual definition of the taking refuge, it is a state of mind where one inspired to take the fully. It is a state of mind where one seeks to take the shelter of three jewels because of fear from the three lower migrations. So again, so if you look at the important part here, it's like a fully entrusting it's a state of mind where it fully entrusts the three jewels in order to seek the shelter. So seeking the shelter is important part here in terms of the nature. So to seek the shelter of three jewels, one must uphold the instructions. In order to receive the shelter, one must uphold the instructions, such as like abiding on the lower karma and generating loving kindness, compassion, and so forth. By doing all those things, one is truly seeking a shelter, right? So therefore, when we look at those nature of those actions, right? Loving kindness, upholding love, karma, compassion, bodhicitta, so forth. All those nature of all those actions are virtuous actions. So therefore, taking refuge is the virtuous state of mind.
Yeah, then when Niji Chimbu Kumjina, surely gives some drawing, so I ain't jibbery. Niji Chimbu Kumna, surely gives some drawing, jibbery. I think it's a Niji Chimbu Kumjimba similar to Yara, Refuge Chavlo Lay. Niji Chimbu Kumjamba, Simjaki Gange Sayagachito. Niji Chimbukundu Simjagi Gange Tone, Gange Diletena Jimaru, somebody Jeverba. Simje Tamji Gange Sayagachito. Then Niji Chimbukum Jeba naturally gives a drose jibbery. Ane, what the Niji Chimbukum naturally gives one is Pejanaliade. What do you say? Ninji Chimbu Kumna Choli Gaps Dugutuga, Jampa Kumna Dugutuga, Janjugu Sim Kumna Dugutuga, or the Gaps to us said Lodi Gabu Cholapa Tanya Chimberba Gabi de Chukunjoti, Gabi Machuit, Chukunjoti. Only Chedi Yamson Chulapa gives some dross here, give you one apart, Lonya Bujebraba, gives some dross here, Drossati Gunjoli gives a dross here, Sangeli gives a dross here, Sangeti gives a drossati. Lodi Sangeli chose Sangeli Debaji into any Sangeli chose draw of a pa, tiring with my image. Ni capsule draws here. Capsule any Gavia the carriages in a Sangeli Debajesuna, Ningasum like Gaviari. Caressene Giognane, Gio Putichumba. Dine diligent Tiba Mamputadu. Tibatasuna Niasung Giag Jumamputadu. Niasung Giag Jumamputana. Din Jebu Nesung le Capture. Nesungi Yagi Jutu Sigi Jebu telling Nesun Dirba. 아니 대부분의 순구 동일이 접기여봐. 저서 군조디 겹수도시야 겹야디 가르래 겹수도 여기 겹디 가르래스네 아니 군조 숨들봐 디 로디 디 초스바 레이지 링이지 지주야 군조의 켄시도 잠바 르강가 링기 군조를 받대버봐 아니 군조를 타니 버지여봐 디제니 겹야디 가르래스네 아니 강mel이 겹이야 녀손레 겹이야 먼저 겨와지 두수나 아니 덴두지지 주치석이야 디바지 제수는 낸두지지 주석이야 아니 디 겨와지 두수나 낸두지 제지기 주디 낸두리 겹이야 낸두 제지기 주디 매버스위야 봐 디스 소스나 아니 낸두두메 mampuchi mevsugu yarba. Odiri ta kyaviyati tungili kyaviyatirba. Oditati.
So now, so with this, like when we generate loving kindness and compassion, bodhicitta. So in the act, in the process of generating bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, it means our mind, our state of mind is getting closer to the loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. So which means our mind is getting closer to the Dhamma jewels. As we mentioned earlier, Dhamma jewel is really the actual instructions. So instruction refers to those teachings, right? Such as loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth. So when our mind, when we cultivate those state of mind, and then it helps us to transform our mind into a more virtuous. Our mind is trying to actualize the Dhamma jewels. So in this manner, like it's just when we speaking of upholding the Dhamma practice, right? How can I do the practice, or how can I really uphold the Dhamma teaching? So here is the answer: to uphold, to try to be more compassionate persons, try to be more warm-hearted persons, try to cultivate a bodhicitta. Then if we do in those steps, then it means you are truly upholding the Dhamma jewels, right? So it means our heart is getting really closer to the Dhamma jewels. So by this process, it create a heart more warm, more compassionate. So in this manner, and that is the actual process of receiving protection from not to fall through low migrations. When we, for example, when we uphold the practice of compassion, it means we are not committing non-virtues. So then it protects us, this practice of compassion protects us from not committing a non-virtuous. Rather, we're doing the more virtuous, right? So in this manner, we are receiving the protections, right? So understand how we receive the protections.
다음에 잠중오 지지차례.
지지차례.
잠중오지. 다음에 다 그들에서
시차수.
시차수마. 다 시차스네. 다음에 잠주에 와서지. 잠주에 왔을 때 기부충이 잠두세네. Jibu Jingi Jamdu, Jibu Chimbi Jamdu, say the day. Then Gui Jamdu, say the Debu Jamdu, say the day. That Jamdu Yavatilla. Not in this
Yes. Now, the fifth subdivision is the divisions of taking refuge. As I mentioned earlier, taking refuge in relation to the small scopes of practitioner, middle scopes of practitioner, great scopes of practitioner, or sometimes it's divided into causal refuge and resultant refuge. So there are different categories within the taking refuge.
Then Jamdu Labja Siri. Jamdu Labja Siri, Ani Sangeli Sida Jamdu Labja Siri, Ni Lensum, Chen Lensum, Jamdula, Jamdu Ni Lensum to Chia, Chen Lensum to Chia. Ani Susugi Karatune Karisane Ani Chubapiati Jise Dungi Puki Chubas Chubapia Ani Teneji Ani Otusuda Drubelab Jasine to Tusuri Jise Dungi Puki Chubapia Ni and Charge to ne Chubapi Kalajisane Chubapi Ani Shoge Yaland Kunjason Taji Pitibatam just Karisa Sangha Jewel, so you turn on the Jampa to Tani gives cheese. Jamdri. Or did they say Lensum Jacomo Lensum check Chen Lensum, Yin Lensum, the Jamdruchia. Or to Suda Jewel of Jerry.
So the next sub-outline is the advice, the sixth one, right? Advice of the taking refuge. So the advice of the advice of the taking refuge. Taking refuge 3 times in a day and the 3 times in the evenings, and also food offerings during each meals, right? So those are the those are the advices of taking refuge, and technically it's just like it says the advice for the is advice regarding what to be adopted and the advice regarding what to be abandoned. So those are the 2 broad categories.
This is just the Labjati theory that Kanje Sanje Tengu Sanje Ani Sanje Shoge Jamdu Sanje Chuta Janjupa to Tani gives cheese, Jig Densona Sanje Tingri, Chu Tingri, Kintu Tingriba. That's when I'm so bad in the Satsari. Sometimes the Martine Sanje Chuta to Yuchonumlas, Chigi, Jamdu the Jebine, paying part to memory. That Chigi did into somebody, yes, similarly, Sanje to Yaru to Yunguba teaching to Sotobayabu Jinguerba. Just any Doltine Chidanchines, Kaduine Sanje Tinguere. Timajune Nime Gonda Sanje Lensum Tia Semola Sanje Lensum Tia, the Jamdu Chesuni Tingutuga, 아니 지다 저기 산계기 개부 세계 신이들라 저랑 제라 차버리스 아니 제라 차버리 제산 아니 주자침부터 저랑 게 디지야야 말이스 매가 인선에 아니 추숨나셔래 그뒤네 jan sanje tens dudu niedu sedu tungdu dudu jing sam de na ya nie sam lang na sada tungda kadu ne sanje tens sumbre jik jevre dene jiliya ni ngōwāti yabuchi jebre sanji jukuma tobasho sanji ngōwaraba ngōwāti di shūdagla sanji teni ya ngōwara je sanji teni du gyōpād me basagayara di sanji jukuma tobasho sayarab je teni 제수 예란 남버래 제수 예란데 수수 미신다기 교화제부터 술에 차도 맞제베제 가오금이야들이 다투술 랑기 가게 지금이야 말했지 삼로 지대 담버더네 이 교화도 첨부서게 제사 개부세계래 산제 그 뒤에 산제 땡스 dine ngoa di chiguris dine jesu yiran chiguris sumdi sumbe odi yesane gebo sejel di sunduga kaduine saya sagine tungine nyegine dugine ode kaduine ani odi 저배 전주라 dimbatang debatang dondu nyo membatin doyang rungs denya rungs dujang rung nyaya rung sejang rung saya rung tunya rung 다도 gyumed chebar tembar jishi sumbrite tembar jishi yura jishi gomishi se odi zobe janju sine sanje ju kuban sigere ne sanje tenen digere gebu zobe janju dimba zobe janju sanje ju kubare sanje ju kuban tobe sho samcharabji 산지 구만 던둥이에 로텔은 듬버스게래 산지 구만 톰나지 마루냐 봐 그뒤에 산지 구만 톰나지 마루 산지 구만 토바쇼 산지 구만 톰나지 마루 세야든 듬버레 토바쇼 세야든 면음레 어째서디 조야랑 대자랑 정자랑 두자랑 니 세자리 니 녀자로 녀부디네 삼르디당스 니 세인데 삼르디당스 다이선에 언제 아니 잠들래 숨 니래 숨 챤름 선제는 산지 구만 산지 딩그르바 전주 봐도 다닌 접수치 시대 산지 딩그르바 아니 산지 구만 토빈 dim바다 저베 전주 토빈 dim바다 말람다 어두 수ing으로서 사두에 뒤뒤 어디 제버래 진상주 아니 주벨랍제티 주 kunjosum tiyane yanto tenkuya ni odiri ani jise jidung pyugi chubajiya tato sungunjo saisho tungsho la chö dubuyare chögunane chö zete di dubuyare odi yesa odi dubela jisi.
Now, in terms of the advice mentioned earlier, it is important to remember 3 jewels 3 times a day and 3 times night or evening. Now, also when we every meal time, right? Each meal time, it's important to make offerings to the 3 jewels. By doing so, one is accumulating immense of a merit, and right from the very beginning, as soon as we wake up from our bed at the morning, it's important to remember the 3 jewels, and if you can, you should recite the stanza for taking refuge. I take refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha until I reach enlightenment, right? So those two, those stanzas, if you can, you should memorize and recite those lines from the very morning. And if you know the meaning, that's well and good. Even you don't know the meaning, but simply reciting those lines can impact immensely throughout your day, because when we just say the names of those 3 jewels, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, it will create a positivity in the state of our mind. And as a matter of fact, Buddha Shakyamuni, during his time, one of his close friend, Gyawaseke, that's the name of one Indian king, contemporary with the Buddha Shakyamuni, and he asked Buddha that he was very busy, and he didn't have the time for do any practice. So however he wished to practice, so he requests that give us some very simple practice that he can accommodate in his busy schedules, right? So Buddha gave him 3 simple instructions. Buddha says, yes, I understand you are a very busy king, but at least you should do those 3 instructions. First, Buddha said, first instruction is remember Buddha all the time, right? All the time. Remember, even you like a walk from one, palace to the next, to the courtyard, on those lines, in between when you're walking, remember Buddha. Each meal time, like before you had a meal, make an offering. You should remember. Morning, remember. When you go to the evening, go to the bed, remember Buddha. So that's, even a busiest person can accommodate such few minutes, right? And just remember the Buddha. Then second instruction is dedicate. Dedicate any virtuous, any positive that we do. Dedicate to achieve Buddhahood, right? Dedicate. And third instruction is rejoice. Whenever you see any of his subject in his kingdom, right? See or heard a positive deeds, rejoice instead of being jealous. Instead of saying but and so on. just rejoice, accept, right? Just rejoice. So those are the 3 simple instructions, yes, yet very profound and powerful, right? Remember the Buddha, dedicate, and rejoice. So if we do those things, then truly we are upholding the advice of the refuge. So the essence of the upholding refuge is being mindful about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and try to keep that flame of your faith, closeness to the three jewels throughout your day. And so by doing so, then you are truly upholding the advice of the three jewels.
That's Jamdu Labjatice. That and the Gerki Labje Yaris Angel gives to me. Surely gives to me, Sinjel Netipamba said in the air. That was that and the GD did Labjati. Indeed, to Tine. Any Jamdu Paynes, that it, Dini Dom the Chile. Yewa the Labja said it. Nabatirbe. That in a Jamdu Paynes Chile. Tubati. I Tumbati in Kunju Tratun Theatre. What is it? Jamdu Payne de la Payne Jay, Jamdu Payne. Dinner, Jefferson to a penalty, Soji, Nasun to make your battery. Or Dinsa Jamdu Payne Gay, Jamdu Payne de la Gay is dinner, Nasun to make your assati.
Now, like we in terms of this categorizations, we can include, we can make the fifth and sixth into one categories, which means the fifth one earlier, as we said, it's the division, right? The sixth one is the benefit. So we can make fifth and sixth as one. So it's the fifth. We finish up to the five. Now the sixth one is the benefit of taking refuge. Earlier we talked about fifth one is the categories, right? Divisions. Fifth one, sixth one earlier mentioned is the commitment, advice. So we can make fifth and sixth count as one. So okay, a division and categories and advices count as one. So we finish five. Now the sixth one is benefit of taking refuge, and there are 8 different benefits, and the main one is one will not fall to 3 low migrations.
Oh, dine da jamdugiti ani nyasundu mikawate tsuru jiri karese ani kadambela matsugi chige tamnga sinyati mambuyaris ja chi poada mambuyarba chige tamnga sinyati dinani chige tamnga nani chodu gibati jamdu yensumre jamdu chige tsina jamdu ti sanje jeni ani chigujuna nesundu mijoe tajubi yensumbere ta chige tamnga nani tamngal mambuyari ti dinani chodu gibati jamdu yens jene ngunzu jamdu nyene sumje sumde kadu ine jamdu ti chevena ani chigane neju tabu kende chune jamdu tingiri sanje tingiri dine sanje ting shindu ni chipyu juna ani nyasundu mijiwa tajibari ani di nane gewa chima ani sanje ki temba darsara jila geya jinguri karasina sanje ting shindu chibarba sanje temba darsara jila geya di kari chigarasina sanje dumbe topjiri sanjele debayu sanjele dumbajine 딘디 예나 디여버티 딘이 산지기 템바다스 딘디 기기 버리 치마 멜리게네 산지기 템바다스 지리 게수네 아니 비시라야 버버자산 산제 텐신도 지는 내송레 타라 다치마지 덴주 댄서도 투니 산지기 템바다 다르베 이 산지기 템바 예서 어디니 기게야지 아니 어디에서 어디 잠주디 내손도 미겨와디 지 디리스탄데 가담벨라만 남기 순구도가 어디 제리 아니 치마 산지기 템바데 제약이 어디네 여버리 페인
now, as mentioned earlier, the most important benefit here is not to fall to three low migrations. Also, remembering the three jewels all the time, right? And then that is one of the most important tools for transferring a consciousness to in higher migrations. For examples, in Jena speaking, there are many instructions for Powa, right? Powa and so forth. As a Kadamba masters of the past, they used to say, at the time of a dying stage, the most important instruction is remember the Buddha, remember the three jewels. If you do so, then that is the most powerful way of transferring our consciousness to higher levels. So that is in terms of the power, it's the power of our aspirations, power of our intentions. So at the time of at the dying stage, if that person remembers the three jewels, such as like a Buddha, remember the Buddha, then this mentioned earlier, taking refuge is the virtuous state, right? Mentioned earlier, virtuous states. With this virtuous states, it propels our consciousness to higher levels, such as three higher migrations, particularly as humans endowed with leisure and fortunes, where we will be born to a place where it is conducive to engage the Buddha Dhammas. Therefore, remembering the Buddha and the three jewels is crucial even at a dying stage. In fact, it can be one of the most powerful tools.
di kadambela manamji jamru kyanja nyamne chini shugi bare jamru myeja di kadambela man mambugi sungyare jamru ni je ni ji nga ge to batum ba kya ge rewa tu de di ma je be je jamru ni je jamru kyanja ji di gishi kadambe gishi Jengawa dan gishi ni nangro tamba dan tindegi gishi mambuji sung yare jamru de zo nyam shi chen jamru de nyam shi chen dinal kangan doing gore jamru de jen du simgi dinal doing gore sangye chida choyu chen jaju padu dani gyapse jaju matu jaju padu dani gyapse sidi 데뷔 감도 생겼디 전주의 심 되기야래 감도다 전주의 심 세야디 데뷔 감도 세야디 랑기 제ገብ도 주 전주 텀득을 감도 될라 아니 데뷔 감도 세야래 di simgita ganga kwechubyari tiba chimbi da jamdu da simgiti dokjagi chi simgi seyaji da jamdu seyati ni sheba misho jamdu simgiti jamdu rigeri tiba chimbi jamdu di simgirab jirigeri 어디 인사다 무지 잠도 지야디 개침부 시버리서 가담벨라만 남기 잠도 주 제기야리 어디 인사
So like in the past Kadamba masters such as Master Jangawa, Langur Thampa and so forth, those masters the primary practice of those masters were the taking refuge, right? They single-pointedly focus on this practice, even though they can gain a high realizations of the tantric practice. Yet they have choose the taking refuge as a primary practice. So now, if like also when we speaking of refuge, right? Refuge in itself is also a awakening mind. So when we like, even though when we the stanzas of 4 lines are divided into 2, right? I go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha until I achieve enlightenment, for the benefit until I achieve enlightenment. The force of the merits that I accumulate may I dedicate in this manner. So refuge itself is the one way to look at it. Refuge itself is the virtuous state of mind. I mean, awakening, altruistic state of mind. Because the reason why I want to achieve Buddhahood is to benefit others. So therefore, refuge itself is awakening mind. So therefore, simply focus on the taking refuge is the form of very powerful practice, as many of the past Kadamba master did.
아니 먼저 디 기시포도에 순데 니 잠두단 렌데 삼베 네 순구등에 좁스제버리 네 둘레 좁 대시 삼박이 고알레 좁스 답시 순지 삼발레데 니 전주그 셈다 동이도베 이부터 순지 냠슬라발레 아니 시시지바 탐제리 좁제버리 제사 디 겹스야디디리 잠주단 렌데기 추삼베 낸줄레겹 딘시삼베 코알레겹 탑시 송주 공배 시신지바 니가레 겹베나 추군주 겹무 샤고 시제브레 어디에서 먼저 어디 누가 뭐래 다다리
다시는베 다시들베 다시들베 다시 탄데
가리
탄데 다시 말아 다시 치기 시작하다
다시 말이 다시 되들이 군초세야디 군배초 이식은 너부터 버르지 산 군조 숨부틀려 나 군조 림부치 넘버 숨시도 림부치 세야디 디 군바 나기 군조 숨부티 지단의 신도 군바르바 아니 초디교 바이르바 Jitena Shindu Gumbata. Ani Cheba Shindu Gumbare. Ani Jitena be Chodi Gubatita Gunjo Sum Dirba.
Yes.
The Chod never yesana Gunjo Seati Diri, Gunjo Sum Seati.
Yes.
Ani Tradunti Diri, Gunjo Sum Seati.
So as Master Padua and the past Kadampa masters, as Master Padua, he said that taking refuge and upholding the law of karma, so by doing so, it will protect us to not to fall to the three law migrations. Upholding the Four Noble Truth. Upholding the Four Noble Truth, it helps us to emancipate from the sufferings of samsara. Then union of bodhicitta and the emptiness, then that will protect us to the fear sufferings of both samsara and nirvana. Now with this, now we move to the final sub outline. The seventh one is the what we call the the meaning of the words. Okay, the meaning of the words. I couldn't pronounce it. meaning of the words. So in Tibetan we call like a kunchok. So but translated roughly translate as we call a jewel, right? This we call like three jewels. The kunchok means the jewel, three means the sum. So kun, one syllable. Kun means rare. Chok means supreme. Rare and supreme refers to it's very rare to exist three jewels. Extremely rare. Extremely rare. Once it exists, it will be a supreme. So there are three of those: Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
That is subject doing this one. That is subject doing the theory. That is Shashananti.
Listen.
Ani Shuma in the Jampa Karasa Jamdu Sola Tua in Shuma Danchu.
Listen. So with this we have finished the chapter on taking refuge. We finish all those 7 sub categories, right? So if you have questions, write down questions, and we will discuss in the next sessions whenever with them, right? And today we will end here. Contemplate on your questions and write it down, okay? Bege choshe meda dam re rab linje nyende jembat sanje shindo me de bewaye droga nanda jingla je bar jo guru namende la kameya taya me
Chanju Semjo
Rinpoche maje panam je joji deba nyamba me baya kone kondo pewa jo
Kari Rave
Kowe shingam de pendan dewa male chungen jere sewa tenzin jazo shabe site pato tenjuro chi
Dagi Jinyi
sabe jewa de pendan dewa kuna kampen jeba jizen lobsang chakwa ye tenben nyingbo rinpo sel je sho. To bring blessings of enlightened activities to fortunate disciples and to separate the textual and inner realizations Buddha and embodied the 10 power. You show the light of logic in teachings to enlighten mind. I pray to the spiritual friends, the revealer of the path, please firmly remain.